What is up, everybody? Daniel here. This is gonna be a Friday video, and the title sounds pretty bad, but to be honest, at the end of the day, everything's good. You know, everything's great. I feel great, and I just kind of wanted to give you an update and kind of talk about what's going on, because it has been kind of crazy lately when it came to medications, you know, loss in the family and all that stuff, and like how that affected me with my depression and anxiety. And I know a lot of you guys are going through something similar to that, so I just want to share my experience with you. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just sharing my experience with you. If you're here for beginner tips and motorcycle stuff, sorry, but my Fridays are on a very personal level, and it's really nice to get back on the bike though and talk about this kind of stuff. So yeah, so this month kind of sucked. It's been pretty bad, but at the end of the day, it's been pretty eye-opening and reminder of like what I need to really work on. Hopefully there's not too much wind noise. I can hear like a ton of wind noise. Let's double check, make sure. So anyways, so what happened was that I ran pretty low on meds. I have right now, as of right now, I have about 2 weeks left of Prozac, and that's been kind of scary. That's one of the things that I talked about when it came to, counter lean right now. When it came to losing, resigning from my position, is that I lost my insurance. It's like, how am I going to get my meds? And that was scary. That was like my only concern, really. I mean, the income and stuff, I could always make that up, and you guys have really pulled through. I do not have to worry about. I mean, I'm still not making the same amount of income, but like I'm at a very comfortable spot right now. And after this, everything else is just investment to the DDFM crew and everything. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. But I ran low on meds, and it was really causing me some anxiety. It was really scaring me to the point where I was like, man, I gotta ration my meds. So I was rationing my medications, and I was like maybe taking like one pill every other day when I'm supposed to take it every day, and then I went to like one every 3 days. I even tried to do it once every 4 days, but I could see myself getting more and more just like agitated, just a little bit more agitated. So I went out and tried CBD oil. A video I did, and I'm asking questions. I tried CBD oil, and it worked great. It was like drinking it was like getting it wasn't like getting drunk. It was just like drinking beers without the beer feel. I just felt relaxed. It almost felt like a Xanax a little bit, but without the disorientation, my I don't know how to say it. I just didn't feel like I was drunk. I just felt relaxed, which is great. But I started having to take more and more, and it's like it's all really dose dependent. Waving to a cop. Still wave, motorcycle cop. And it was really dose dependent, so I had to start taking a bunch, and it's like, man, this isn't really helping out for when it comes to the anger, because I was still getting angry. I was just relaxed and angry. And maybe it works for some people. It's not working for me. I'm still taking it every once in a while if I just want to feel like I want to relax, like if I'm on the computer editing, so I'll do that. And then so I started doing that, and then as soon as I started rationing my meds, my grandma passed away. So like at the beginning of the month, she went to the hospital because she was found on the ground at the house, and then she was like dehydrated and a bunch of other stuff, complications of medications, and then she had a stroke in the hospital, which basically caused her to pass away 4 or 5 days later. And I went up there like 3 or 4 times, like just driving up there to Phoenix and visit her in the hospital. She was like, she didn't look super great the first day. I saw her I went back to Tucson, and then went back up there like a couple days later, saw her again. She was looking great. She was eating and all that stuff. Third day was even better, and I was talking about I'm starting to mix all my days up. I think that was the second day also, but then like the third day, when I got there, it was after the stroke, and I talked with the doctors. I was freaking out. She was in a VTAC, which is ventricular tachycardia, which is basically the ventricles are just beating really fast, and she was an AFib also, so it was also a irregular heartbeat. But on the monitor, it just said like VTAC. It's like VTAC, and I was like freaking out. I was like, holy crap, that's a shockable rhythm. Like, why aren't the doctors in here? And I started freaking out. This is after the stroke, and I was just like freaking the fuck out. And I ran into the hallway, and I grabbed a nurse, like, she's in VTAC. And as soon as I said that, I was like, shit. I'm thinking VFib, ventricular fibrillation. I was like, that's a shockable rhythm. VTAC is just going fast, and it's gonna show up on the monitor because of the AFib. But I didn't think that. I panicked, And this was all during the time I didn't have some meds with me, and I've never felt that. Like that, I mean, I felt a panic attack before, but man, that just sucked. And so like that was the last time I saw her alive. And when I talked to the doctors, they said we're gonna put her on hospice, so she's not gonna recover from this. And I said my goodbyes. I prayed over her with her favorite priest. I was with my Uncle Bobby, Aunt Patty, and my mom, and the priest, and obviously my grandma, and we did the last rites and everything. And it's just, man, it's fucking, it sucked. And it's like, I started getting like sad, like really sad again. And I'm like, man, these meds aren't working. But then I started thinking to myself, when it came to the therapist, she was saying, you know, you're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to do whatever. And I'm gonna turn into here. Actually, no. Oh, I can't see anything. Actually, let's get back over here. Wrong spot to turn into. I want to turn in over here, and then I'll just kind of talk to you guys. So I'm allowed to be sad, allowed to be angry, allowed to do all those things. And I was like, man, I'm allowed to be upset by this. So my grandma, she's passing away. She's gonna pass away. It's like, I'm allowed to be angry about this. And so I started like accepting the anger, and it's like, man, the meds aren't working either. So like now the meds with like everything was just like fucked, and I just wasn't having a good, just things weren't good. And so that sucks. So rationing the meds became a nightmare, and you know, my grandma passing away and all that stuff, just this whole month has been kind of shitty. But the one thing that really did stick out is that do not ration your meds. Like, I mean, I know you're gonna have to if you have to, but try not to. Oh my gosh, it's gonna rain pretty bad, because it's just not gonna work. You're gonna go back to your old self, and that's how I felt. I was going back to my old self. I was angry all the time. I was like, man, this sucks. It's crazy how much of an imbalance I have in my brain, that just, you know, not taking the meds. Like, this is how I used to feel all the time. This is disgusting. And I was angry with my girlfriend and the kids, and I lashed out a few times, and it just wasn't a good time for me. It really wasn't. And it caused a lot of issues with my girlfriend. She was scared that I was going back to the way I was. And then I told her, oh, watch out. I told her that I was rationing meds, and she got pissed off at me because I didn't tell her I was gonna ration meds. And which is understandable, I should have. But I was scared. And like, I didn't know what to do when it came to the medications. I was like, man, I don't have, I'm gonna park right here. I'm just gonna stop the bike. So I didn't have any of that stuff. Like, it was just, I was in a bad spot. And so I was just asking the crew on the Lowne, in the Discord, like, what should I do, you know, like how do I get more meds? And everyone's like, just call the pharmacy and all this stuff. And this sounds pretty basic, like everybody should know that, but man, I've been relatively healthy my whole life. I've never had to take medications for anything other than this. This is the first time having to take any real medications, like prescriptions. And I was like, I don't know how this works. Do I have to get like insurance? And so I was just asking, and everyone's like, man, you could just try this. And I tried it all out. And with a lot of pushing from my girlfriend too, because of what was going on with me. And I was able to get things done. So I'm actually going to pick up my medications later today when they're done. And like, that's all it took. And I'm just like, man, why didn't I do that a long time ago? But yeah, you guys, the crew, freaking, the crew saved my ass on this one. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very, very, very thankful for that. And, but yeah, it's just been a shitty month. It's been a shitty thing. And I also wanted to throw out there, I know this is towards the end of the video, so maybe half of you guys aren't even here anymore, but I emailed Custom Dynamics, and they sent me all that stuff out at the beginning of the month, and I told them I was going to, or even at the end of July, and I told them I was going to be doing videos all month, but, you know, with my grandma passing away and just everything going up, it kind of went to the wayside. So I emailed them like a couple days ago, I think last week or something, or earlier this week, and I told them, hey, I am very sorry. I haven't put out a video yet. I was running into some issues, because if you're on the Patreon, you saw some of the issues I was having with LEDs. But I said I had some issues, but I had a death in the family, and I've been using like older footage to make videos, and I just haven't done anything. This is like the first time filming in a while. And I said, you know, I'll be getting it as soon as I possibly can, but I'm sorry, I understand that you sent this out and you want, you know, content. And then I got an email back right away, and they said, do not worry about it. I'd rather you put out good quality content instead of content that's just, you know, out there quick and easy. And she said, I think it was Erin from Custom Dynamics, and she said, sorry for your loss. You know, your family's in our prayers, or in our thoughts. And she said, focus on your own thoughts, focus on your family. Something along the lines of that. I'm paraphrasing. And I was like, man, that's crazy. That's good. You know, she could have just said, okay, no problem. But she put in all that other extra stuff, and it's like, man, that's good. You know, that's a good company. So I'm actually gonna install the brake LEDs, or the rear LEDs, right now. So that's gonna be a video, and they turned out really good. I mean, like I was able to put things together and tried it out already, but yeah, can't wait. So anyways, I'll be seeing you guys later, and hope you guys have a great weekend. I had a pretty crappy month, but it's been eye-opening, you know what I mean? Thank you guys. Thank you to my crew for helping me out, and I'll be seeing you guys later.